Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's now 5 o'clock, and we'll try to get this thing started. We do have another meeting in here at 5:30. So at this time, I'd like to welcome everybody to the September 22nd, 2016 Blount County Beer Board. And before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm may sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you've reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles. Madam Clerk, would you read the roll, please?
Commissioner Archer. Here. Commissioner Bennett. Commissioner Carter. Here. Commissioner Carver. Here. Commissioner Caskey. Here. Commissioner Daly. Commissioner French.
Here.
Commissioner Melton. Here. Commissioner Samples.
We have quorum. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Before we move on to set the agenda, we will have to pull item 4 from the agenda. And we also, every year, it's time to elect a chairman and a vice chairman. So at this time, I'll stand for motions for chairman. Any other nominations? Thank you, Commissioner Archer. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All right. So we have one nomination. Mr. French has been nominated for chairman. All those in favor signify by saying aye. And those opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Mr. French, you are chairman again. At this time, I'll stand for a motion for nomination for vice chairman. I have a nomination for Mr. Caskey. Need a second? Have a second. Any other nominations? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a motion to seize nominations. Do I have a second? Second, Mr. Carver. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Nominations have seized. All those in favor, we have one nomination. All those in favor of Commissioner Caskey as vice chairman signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Caskey. You are now vice chairman. This time I'll stand for a motion to set the agenda. So moved by Mr. Caskey. Second by Commissioner Carver. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, like sign. Motion carries. We'll move to item C, minutes of the September 6th, 2016 Beer Board meeting. You have a copy of those minutes in your packet. I'll stand for a motion to approve the minutes. Motion to approve by Mr. Carver, seconded by Mr. Melton. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, like sign. The motion carries. This time I'll ask for any input on items on the agenda from the public. And seeing no hands, we'll skip item E because there is no unfinished business, and we'll move on to item F, which is what we're here for tonight. First, we have a public hearing regarding a request for an off-premises beer permit application for Nikki's Food Mart at 5205 U.S. Highway 411, South Maryville, Tennessee 37801. At this time, I will declare the public hearing open, and I will turn it over to our attorney, Mr. Craig Garrett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Will the representative of Nikki's Food Market come to the podium, please? Would you state your name, sir?
Mohit Mankad.
Okay, Mr. Munkett, would you raise your right hand and take the oath? Would you solemnly swear or affirm that the answers or information you provide to this board tonight will be true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
I do.
Sir, you have applied for an off-premises beer permit at this location. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. In other words, you're going to sell the beer, packaged beer to go.
Yes.
Okay. And the area that this is down on 411 South, and it's a convenient mark there. That
is
market,
correct.
that's correct. And it is currently in business under the same name.
Yes.
You are buying that business. I take it you and your partner, Mr. Patel. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Uh-huh.
The location, as I understand it, I know this board has previously approved a beer permit, but it is selling beer at this time.
Yes.
All right. And you all are purchasing that and asking for this permit.
Correct.
Are the applications and statistics or the statistics in your application true and correct and everything in it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, the nearest school is over 2 miles. The nearest residence over 400 feet, but you are within 1,000 feet of a church. But your location is grandfathered. We know that because we previously granted a permit to your predecessor there. With that being said, are there any members of the public that have any questions for this gentleman? Any members of the board, any questions? All right, I would declare the public hearing closed then, and would represent to the board that this applicant meets the criteria for the issuance of a permit. It is a grandfathered location, and by pursuant to state law, they are qualified to have a beer permit.
All right, the public hearing is closed. What is the pleasure of the board? Move to approve the beer permit by Commissioner Caskey, second by Commissioner Carver. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Sir, you will be issued a permit, and I believe you'll have to come into the clerk's office in the morning.
Okay.
And have that taken care of.
Thank you.
All right. At this time, we'll move to the next item on the agenda, which is a public hearing regarding a request for an on-premises temporary beer permit for JSFT LLC at Maple Lane Farms, 1040 Maple Lane, Greenback, Tennessee 37742. At this time, I will declare the public hearing open, and I will turn it over to our attorney, Mr. Garrett.
Come forward, sir. You're the representative of the LLC. All right. Would you state your name, please?
Yes, sir. James Stafford.
Okay, Mr. Stafford, I talked to you by phone. You are the proprietor and owner of the LLC that sought this application. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And we know the location. This is down at Maple Lane Farms for the Luke Bryan concert that we've
Yes,
done
sir.
previously. And you anticipate a one-day event and selling beer at the concert. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The nearest church is over 2,800 feet, nearest school 19,000, no residents within 300 feet. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I believe so.
According to your survey. Are all the other, is all the other information and statistics in your application true and correct, to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did I put you under oath?
No, not yet.
Let me do that.
You have to do it
Forgot
all
to
over
do that.
again, or-
Yeah, you solemnly swear that the answers that you have given and any further answers that you give are true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief.
I do.
All right. Does anybody in the public have any questions for this gentleman? Anybody on the board? I would recommend, I'd close the public hearing, Mr. Chairman, and recommend that the criteria is met for this temporary permit for this concert.
Thank you, Mr. Garrett. This time, I'll declare the public hearing closed. What is the pleasure of the board? Move to approve. Move to approve by Commissioner Carver, seconded by Commissioner Archer. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, like sign. Motion carries, sir. Thank you. We're just in the clerk's office.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.